Intrigue, mystery, and a myriad of conspiracy theories surround the name Vatican City. Only occupying a mere 44 hectares of land and having a population of only 600 people, this small nation has had an impact on the world second to none. Beneath the towering spires of St. Peter's Basilica lie secrets as old as time. Tucked away in the dark recesses of the Vatican City, what enigmatic secrets does this ancient city hold within its storied walls? What ethereal aspects of the past continue to haunt this deceptively picturesque town? Join us as we uncover the truth. The Vatican Secret Archives, also known as the Vatican Apostolic Archives, is the central repository in the Vatican City where all acts disseminated by the See of Rome are stored. Materials preserved within the archives are held under custodianship of the Pope until his death or resignation, following which they are passed down to the next successor. The Vatican Secret Archives include state papers, correspondence, account books, and many other long-lost documents accrued over several centuries. The archive was separated from the Vatican Library in the 17th century by order of Pope Paul V. This made access to the archive very limited to scholars and researchers. However, in the late 19th century, Pope Leo XIII allowed access to the archives, albeit for scholarly purposes only and under tight scrutiny. What could these archives contain that lends the Vatican City such mystery? Well, the Vatican Secret Archives is home to one of the largest collections of Catholic books, documents, and doctrine globally. Letters from individuals such as Abraham Lincoln and Mary, Queen of Scots, are archived here. Shockingly, the archive contains 85 kilometers of shelving and over 35,000 volumes in the selective catalogue alone. Notable records preserved within the archives include documents on Galileo Galilei's trial in the 17th century, the 1493 papal bull written by Alexander VI that gave Spain more control of other lands and divided Spain and Portugal, the 1521 papal bull that excommunicated Martin Luther from the Catholic Church, the letter from Henry VIII requesting an annulment from his wife, Catherine of Aragon, to marry Anne Boleyn, and so much more. What else do you think could be housed within the secret archives? Exorcism is a practice that has long evoked a mixture of emotions whenever it is spoken about, conjuring feelings of curiosity, intrigue, shock, disgust, or even repulsion. In the Vatican, however, it is a common practice that has been performed ever since the Dark Ages. Exorcism is a ritualistic practice aimed at expelling demons or malevolent spiritual entities from individuals who are believed to be possessed. This rite is deeply rooted in the Church's historical and theological traditions and is seen as a form of spiritual warfare against evil forces. Movies such as The Exorcist and The Conjuring give a pretty good idea of what exorcism involves. In the annals of Vatican history, one notable figure stands out for the sheer number of exorcisms he is believed to have carried out. His name was Father Gabriele Amorth, and he served as the Vatican's chief exorcist. It is said during his 6-decade tenure, Father Amorth carried out a staggering number of 160,000 exorcisms. While Father Amorth is perhaps one of the most well-known exorcists due to his extensive experience, he is not the only one who has performed these rites. Various popes and priests through the church history has performed exorcisms as part of their duty. Even in the 21st century, it will interest you to know that exorcism is still carried out. For example, in 2018, the Vatican welcomed over 250 priests to the annual Exorcists Workshop for further training on how exorcism should be carried out. Truly, what are your thoughts on exorcism? The Illuminati secret society was originally founded in 1776 in Bavaria by Adam Weishaupt. With Enlightenment ideals as its core philosophy, the group sought to promote rationalism, secularism, and a separation of church and state. However, the society was suppressed by the Bavarian government by 1785 and eventually dissolved. Despite this, the society is believed to have persisted beyond its official demise, evolving into a shadowy entity with global influence. On the other hand, the Vatican, as the spiritual and administrative center of the Catholic Church, has also been a major focus of conspiracy theories due to its historical significance and global influence. Some conspiracy theorists believe that members of the Illuminati managed to infiltrate the Vatican ranks and establish themselves within the Vatican hierarchy. using their position to manipulate world events and advance their secret agenda. One reason behind the perceived link between the Vatican and the Illuminati lies in the symbolism and secrecy attributed to both entities. The Vatican, with its intricate architecture, artworks, and historical significance, has often been a canvas for imaginative interpretations. Similarly, the Illuminati symbols, such as the Eye of Providence and the Pyramid, have been claimed to appear within the Vatican's designs, leading theorists to speculate on hidden messages and connections. Conspiracy theories often identify certain individuals within the Vatican as potential members of the Illuminati. Cardinals, bishops, and prominent figures are singled out, with theorists asserting they are advancing the secret agenda of the Illuminati. This approach adds a layer of intrigue, intertwining the lives of influential figures with alleged operations of a shadowy organization. Furthermore, the broader claims of the Illuminati's global influence, economic manipulation, and control over the world affairs amplify these claims. The Three Secrets of Fatima are a series of prophecies that are said to have been revealed by the Virgin Mary to three young shepherd children, Lucia dos Santos, Francisco Marto, and Jacinta Marto, in the town of Fatima, Portugal, in the early 20th century. These prophecies have captured the attention of believers and skeptics alike due to their mysterious nature and the controversy surrounding their interpretation. The first secret, which was revealed to the children in 1917, was a vision of hell. The children claimed to have seen a horrifying vision of souls in torment, flames, and suffering. The second secret was said to be a warning of the end of World War I and a prediction that if humanity did not change its ways, another war would occur. The second secret was not, however, initially revealed by the children, and it wasn't until 1941 that Lucia wrote down the account. The third and last secret is the most enigmatic and controversial of the three. For this secret, Lucia wrote it down and sealed it in an envelope with instructions that it should not be opened until 1960 or upon her death. It was not until 2000 that this letter was opened. Pope John Paul II decided to unveil its content. The Pope announced a vision of a bishop dressed in white who was shot and killed while passing through a devastated city, along with other symbolic imagery. The interpretation of this vision remains a subject of debate, with some seeing it as a prediction of the 1981 assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II, while others continue to search for deeper meanings. In 1897 AD, the Catholic Church put a dead man on trial. This came to be known as the Cadaver Synod and was a macabre trial of Pope Formosus, and was carried out by his successor, Pope Stephen VI. Pope Formosus, before his death, had been a controversial figure in the Church. He served as Pope from 891 to 896, during which time he had political alliances that did not sit well with some factions within the Church. His death in 896 did not bring an end to the controversy surrounding his papacy. Instead, his passing set the stage for an unprecedented and shocking event. Under the leadership of Pope Stephen VI, who came into power in 896, the Catholic Church conducted a trial of Pope Formosus, even though Formosus had been dead for 7 months by that point. The trial was convened because Formosus had supposedly committed numerous offenses, including the alleged act of usurping the papacy. In an unsettling move, Formosus' body was exhumed from its resting place and dressed in papal vestment for the trial. The cadaver was then brought to the papal court to face judgment. As if the circumstances weren't bizarre enough, a deacon was appointed to act as a representative for the deceased pope, answering on his behalf during the trial. The outcome of the Cadaver Synod was, unsurprisingly, unfavorable for the deceased Pope Formosus. He was found guilty of the charges brought against him, and the consequences of the verdict were severe. All the acts he had undertaken as Pope were declared null and void. His body, still clad in papal garments, was stripped of its vestments and dressed in rags, symbolizing his disgrace. In a particularly gruesome act, 3 fingers from Formosus' right hand, which were traditionally used for papal blessings, were cut off. Finally, his body was cast into the Tiber River, an ignominious end reminiscent of how the ancient Romans disposed of infamous criminals. The aftermath of World War II witnessed the flight of numerous Nazi war criminals seeking refuge from Allied forces. While many of these individuals faced prosecution and justice for their roles in the Holocaust and other war crimes, a significant number managed to evade capture and found safe haven in various parts of the world, including South American countries like Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. It is alleged that the Vatican played a role in facilitating the escape of these war criminals. These claims are, however, not unfounded, and many sources have come to support them. For example, after the defeat of Nazi Germany, the scramble to escape Allied justice led to the formation of escape routes known as rat lines. These clandestine networks helped fugitive Nazis and collaborators obtain fake passports, visas, and travel documents, and facilitated their journey to countries far from Europe. Some of these routes are said to have connections with the Catholic Church. Gerald Steiniger, a historian and researcher, explored the role of these rat lines and the alleged involvement of the Vatican in aiding Nazi war criminals' escape. His book, Nazis on the Run: How Hitler's Henchmen Fled Justice, presents evidence suggesting that certain clerics within the Vatican, along with other intermediaries, helped Nazis obtain the necessary documentation for their escape to South America. Interestingly, the Vatican's official stance on these allegations has been generally reserved. While there have been limited acknowledgements of individual cases where the Church provided humanitarian assistance, the broader issue of aiding Nazi war criminals remains contentious. The Vatican has not made any official statements confirming or denying its involvement in facilitating the escape of Nazis. The Apostolic Penitentiary is a tribunal within the Roman Catholic Church set up in 1179 by Pope Alexander III. The tribunal deals with the matters of conscience and sins that are considered particularly serious. Examples of such sins include attempting to assassinate the Pope, desecrating the Eucharist, violating the seal of the confessional, and so on. The Apostolic Penitentiary also has the authority to grant absolution to individuals who have committed reserved sins and seek forgiveness. Absolution is the formal declaration of forgiveness by a priest on behalf of the Church. The Pope, as the Supreme Pontiff of the Catholic Church, is also the head of the Apostolic Penitentiary. The Pope holds the title of Major Penitentiary, although this role is often delegated to a cardinal. The Major Penitentiary's responsibilities include overseeing the tribunal, handling requests for absolution in reserved cases, and ensuring the Church's teachings on penance and forgiveness are upheld. The Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, IOR, has been embroiled in various scandals throughout its history. One of the most contentious allegations involves the Vatican's dealings during World War II and its relationship with Hitler's regime. Gerald Posner, a well-known author and historian, suggests that the Vatican received funds from Nazi Germany through what would be considered as a formal church tax. The Vatican Bank has also been accused of its lack of transparency and susceptibility to being used for illicit financial activities. These claims were further exacerbated by scandals involving the bank's alleged involvement in laundering money for criminal organizations and illegal financial transactions. The bank also faced accusations of being involved in shady transactions, including money smuggling and fraudulent activities. However, it's important to note that in response to these allegations, several efforts have been made to reform the bank's operations. Pope Francis, in particular, has taken steps to increase transparency and accountability within the bank's financial operations. These reforms have included increased oversight, improved reporting incidents, and cooperation with international financial regulators. The Vatican City is truly an enigma of the modern era. With its long history, controversial chapters, and complex intricacies, it tells a profound and intriguing story of human nature and the power that religion has on shaping ideologies, cultures, and influencing world events. The Vatican's engagement in historical events such as the Cadaver Synod, the Three Secrets of Fatima, and alleged connections to the Illuminati underscores the multifaceted nature of its impact. Nevertheless, the Vatican City's narrative has also been marked by darker phases involving allegations of financial impropriety, its role during World War II, and controversies concerning the Vatican Bank. Amidst today's rapid communication and information exchange, the Vatican City remains a realm of intrigue and paradox, beckoning exploration, contemplation, and a profound comprehension of the crossroads between faith, authority, and the human journey.